Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing great.
All
Uh,
right,
hope
excellent.
that you hope you are as well.
I am doing great. Also, thank you for asking. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's take a look at what we had yesterday on our list. Coming up here with AMC, and you're gonna see this throughout a lot of the stocks we had yesterday. And if you were in the room and with us, you would have been talking about a lot of the things that were happening, especially a lot of the stocks dropping down at first, with the market being
This
down
is
quite a bit yesterday.
massive V bottom.
Yes, everything did a V reversal straight back up to their either their opening. Not AMC didn't run as much, but I'll show you some other ones that ran pretty well. If you went in yesterday with a short bias that the market was going to keep selling off, it could have been a very, very tough day for you
Oh
if you
yeah.
did not switch mindsets very, very quickly. Um, Here's AMC, guys, a little bit of a V bottom, and this is not the best one out of the ones we saw yesterday. CCIV sold off quite a bit. Look at the massive run up here, hitting some of the levels we had in the pre-market and then some. So that was pretty nice. CAN, same situation, not as clean as the ones we had before, but same thing here. Sold off at the open and then bounces back nicely. Tesla, same thing. Look at this drop starting in the pre-market actually into the market open, continues down and then B bottoms right back to where it started dropping and then some. So again, the markets yesterday trading very nice towards the upside. Now, the great thing about this, guys, is you got to be able to switch your mindset very, very quickly. Yes, there was some good moves on opening range breakdowns here, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, that were traded very well, gave you a good continuation. But if you chase this thinking that it was going to continue, then that would have been a very bad situation there because it just reversed and it never looked back, right? It just kept going. So you had great opportunities for a short right at the open and then amazing reversals and opportunities towards the top for amazing continuation. And everything looked like this. So we're not going to go into too much details on every single stock from yesterday because we'll be explaining the same thing over and over again. Look at Neo, same drop here as well, finds bottom here and then reverses nicely. Just an incredible day. And that was due to, of course, the market. And let's get into the SPY now and talk a little bit about what it did yesterday.
Yeah, they BTFD, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that goes a little bit into what I'll say this morning. SPY is up 1/4% on the nose right now. The Qs were up about 1/3% or so. Now they're up 2/10. As you mentioned yesterday, had a big sell off. It was there was I'm not going to call it panic, but there was a little bit of fear in the markets. Interest rates have been spiking. Mentioned that a few times. And then the Jay Powell testimony, I think, actually calmed things down a little bit. He does speak again at 10 a.m. this morning, or he testifies, I should say, this morning, 10 a.m. So plenty of opportunity to screw things up, I guess, still. But nevertheless, we had that big drop. We dropped really on the daily right down to the 20 moving average. Excuse me, almost down to the 50. I'm looking at the wrong chart. 50 moving average, and we bounced up this morning, and we're hovering between the 20 and the 9. So we're not back in the clear yet, but could be interesting. We did make a little bit higher high from yesterday's high on the SPY this morning, and it's pulled back. So we'll see how it acts. As I mentioned, Jay Powell will be testifying again 10 a.m. this morning, and then we also have new home sales data coming out. So um, I don't say we're in the clear yet, but it was a good indication for the market that it got up, bought back up as strongly as it did.
Yeah, it sure is. And again, guys, just can't say it enough. You don't want to have a bias. I mean, I had a lot of people yesterday texting me saying, "Oh, we're dropping. I'm selling everything. Or I'm doing this. I'm doing that." You just don't want to have a bias because you just don't know. The great thing about this for us, for day traders, is that we can take advantage of the drop and the pop. It's just you want to be able to switch your mindset very, very quickly. All right. With that said, guys, let's hop into our gappers list for today. We have a
I want to
bit.
say something as
Yeah,
you get
please.
over here because
Yep.
we've had this a lot for a year now. Go ahead and pull up the gappers. This is lopsided to the opposite side than yesterday. We've got a few stocks on the down, which, in normal times, you go back 18 months from now and you look at some of the pre market shows, the entire down gappers is bigger than our entire list used to be.
Hmm.
So we've been doing this for a year now. That up list, it's nearly impossible to go through the entire thing. I don't go through the entire thing.
Right. Right.
Jay over on YouTube, who's with us all the time, said on days like this, I don't know how Carlos and Norm go through the entire list. And I will say, at least me, I can't speak for you, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'll look at the list and I will pick pieces out that I know that have traded well in the past that I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
If I hear a catalyst on something else, I might take a look at that as well. You don't need to pick all these. I mean, there's plenty of things to pick from, so you don't have to be super, super picky. You can pick a couple of things you're comfortable with. And the other thing, the great part about being here and in the chat is that I've got a bunch of other people looking, and if I don't look at something and they do and they put it on their watch list, I'll take a look at it. I do that all the time. I come up kind of with my preliminary list, and then as we wrap this show up and as you're calling out what other people have put up, and this isn't a Red Bull ad, sorry, I will look at what they have and see if anything's different than what I have. Take a quick look and say, okay, can I swap something out? Should I swap something out? Did I miss something? So that's it's not necessary to look at every single thing here. You there?
Oh, I was on mute. Sorry about that. And exactly.
So anyway,
yeah,
I thought I'd point that out.
No, it makes a good point, and I do the exact same thing, guys. And again, being part of the community helps a lot because I can't go through all this. I'll have to wake up at 5 in the morning to really go through every single one of these. So I agree with you 100%. With that said, guys, let's start here. We'll look as we usually do. We'll look at the top 5, then we'll scroll down a little bit down and see if we find any ones that, as you mentioned, are good to trade that we've been watching, that have been very active over the last couple of days. And then we'll take it over to the room and see what you guys have. Starting here up this morning, we have a low flow stock, SYPR. This one is 11 million shares float at the moment. Let's get our daily at the bottom here so we can get a daily action. Recent IPO? No, not recent IPO. It was just not loaded yet. So here's the daily, guys. Does not get a whole lot of volume. Very nasty daily, as you can see. Pre-market action does look clean. 11 million shares traded. So for a low flow type stock, this is not looking bad at the moment. So we'll add it down here on our low flow team pile. Right
they
over
announced
here.
They got a defense contract this morning.
They did? Okay, nice. It's always great when they have a catalyst behind it too, because sometimes they just start popping up and there's no rhyme or reason why. With a catalyst, it makes it a little more interesting, a lot more interesting actually. So that is good there. We'll take a look at that. Next we have Arlo. This one, if they are up right now, 24.7, 310,000 shares traded right now. Pre-market action, okay, not great, right? Doesn't look too exciting just yet. I'm on the fence on that. I'm not sure this thing is going to trade well. Looking at this daily looks very, very choppy, guys. They're definitely been extended towards the downside. Not sure what is the news this morning for them getting them up this much, but a possible if that. And I'm sure it's not going to stay there long.
Earnings after the close yesterday.
They did? Okay. That could be interesting. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. But for the most part, they're daily not all that great. So we'll take a look at that one. FSR is one that we've been looking at quite a bit, guys. It does make a lot of noise here. This morning, their pre-market action looks decent. They're up 21%, 2.2 million shares traded. Their daily a little funky in here, but had a couple of nice big gaps. And there's been days where it trades very well. So yeah, let's take a second look at that one. That looks good. Coming on down, PRAH. This one's pre-market action looks horrible. Does not look like anything that is actually tradable. Again, you have no volume. And if you look at this, you're up 20%. You have 107,000 shares traded. The spread is horrible, $1.30 at the moment. And just look at the action you're getting here, right? So this is very, very bad. And pre-market, and if you look at the daily, you can see here you're not getting a whole lot of volume as well, right? Very light. I don't think there's one day over 1 million shares traded, and a stock that's 100 plus. And moving like that, the price action on that's going to be horrible. So we'll skip on that one. YGMZ, this one is up nicely, 16.2, but their charts are not great at all. Their daily looks horrible as well. Again, not a whole lot of volume on regular days here. Less than 7 million on this one day where we went from 22 to 67. That is scary stuff. I'm sure if we were watching that price action, it probably was horrible. So we'll skip on that one too. Is it 90K, the float? That is insane. Yeah, you do not want to be touching anything like that. ZKIN. This one here, pre-market action is just non-existent at this point. We'll skip on that one. 5.7. mRNA. This one here. Again, they're active. They have 1.1. I just don't know how to trade this. We'll put it on here as possible. CAN. The up 14.4 right now. 971,000 shares traded. This was clean yesterday with many of the stocks that we had. Again, our watch list, guys. You could have just threw a penny into which one you want to trade, and whatever you hit, like normal say, you could have made money if you were in the right direction, because it was just so clean yesterday. Today they're up 14.4 right now, 971,000 shares traded. Could be interesting. Their daily does look interesting, guys. We've been just kind of holding this 15 here. We did drop yesterday, like a lot of stocks did. We're back up this morning, 14.4. Yeah, I think it's worth taking a second look at this one, and we'll stop here. We'll stop here. We have Riot coming up next. Let's go down and see. We got more Bitcoin stuff up here this morning. Let's get down here, see if we see anything that looks interesting. I don't see anything that pops out, so we'll stop here. And let's take a look at what's gapping up today. I'm gapping down, excuse me. So Workhorse, wow, I didn't look at Workhorse yesterday. Look at this drop. When did this happen? Wow,
Yeah,
it happened late in the afternoon.
They got slaughtered, man. They had a word came out, I believe it was USPS contract or something that's problematic. Let's
Wow, that is nasty, guys. Look at this drop here late in the afternoon before the market closed. Today, 3.2 million shares traded. They are down 9%. Obviously, the big drop was yesterday, so I'm not sure how much they were down yesterday, but a huge number there, and another 9% today. So Workhorse definitely in play, guys. Let's see how this is going to trade. Now, when you have a big drop like this, you got to be careful. Don't have a bias either way. Let's see how this thing is going to play out today. It can be choppy though after a drop like this. We're trying to figure out, what is the stock going to do. OSTK here at the moment down 6.6, 225,000 shares traded, but this pre-market action doesn't look clean right now. It can get better. We've seen OSTK trade very well. They can be aggressive at times. They can move very wild. Their spread is sometimes not the best. We'll come back to that one.
earnings this morning.
Earnings. All right. Hopefully that can trigger some good trading. So we'll put it as a positive for now.
It's already out. Yeah, it's already out.
Oh, I'm saying like in the market open, like hopefully it can trigger some good stuff at the market open. But yeah, right now it's not looking all that good, even with that. And the reason we're putting as a possible is like no mentioned earlier, we know some of these stocks. We know OSTK is not the best intraday trading stock. We know that for a fact. So we're not going to put this up here saying, hey, the numbers look great, everything looks good. They had earnings. Even with all this happening, what they got going for them, they still might trade very, very horrible. So that's not going to get them a spot in our main watch list today. AMC. So AMC, it is down 5.1. Great volume. Beautiful pre-market action, guys. Very, very clean. I'm going to add it on here. Actually, no, we can put it up here. It does look clean as far as pre-market action. Daily looks okay as well. We are down 5.1 this morning. We do have shares for short on this one. Let's see how this is going to play out. SQ is on here. We haven't seen SQ in some time. They are down 4.2, 435,000 shares traded. A very difficult stock to trade. For me, it was difficult before when it was trading at 60, 40 bucks. Now at 200 something, hasn't gotten any better, but we'll put it on here. We'll take a second look at that one. LODE, horrible. We'll skip that. Uber is here. What's going on with Uber? They are been pulling back in the last couple of days. Any earnings or anything on Uber?
They had word come out that a Chinese competitor is entering the Western European market.
Oh, okay.
That's what's tanking them this morning.
All right, so they're down 2.2. I like Uber. It can trade very clean at times with news. So let's see if that triggers some good trading at the market open. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right, guys, let's stop here. Oh, DDD, just because it popped up. What do we have? No, not looking great at the moment. Norm, what do you like this morning so far?
Travel stuff continues to be strong. AAL, LUV, CCL, stuff like that. So take your pick your poison of which your favorite to trade is, but most of them are in play.
Yeah, airlines you mentioned, right? Yeah.
Yeah, airlines, cruise lines.
Yeah, they've been having a really good couple of days, and someone mentioned in the chat when I kind of agree with this, if the market didn't drop as it did yesterday, they probably would have been high flying here because they do follow the market quite a bit. And even yesterday when a lot of things were gapping down, these stocks were doing very well. So yeah, take your pick here. I do like American Airlines because we have a nice target to get to here, 2178. So I do like that one out of United. There's only two I really trade, but again, they're all are really good stocks. United could be a little more stable at times. American Airlines can tend to be a little bit choppy, so I will add United to my backup because if I see this in the scanners, or if I see American Airlines trading very well but not clean, right, with a lot of volume, United is a good secondary to have. All right, guys, let's take a look at what you guys like this morning, starting with our chat room. We're going to start over with Earl. Earl D is giving us CUK. So CUK is a different share class of CCL.
Yeah, I
Usually,
would trade CCL for
yeah,
sure.
usually you want to just look at CCL. They're already going to have the better pre-market action. They're going to have by far more volume than CUK. There was one time CUK had more volume than CCL. I'm not sure why, but that's usually not the case. So yeah, I
He was
agree.
just calling me a cuck.
I stay calling you names, though. I'm so sorry with the FU2 you
F
coming
you
up
to you.
all
Yep.
over the place and all these other things. Yeah, I apologize. CCL guys, yeah, that one's good. I like that one. They're up 2%. I'm not sure if it's really in play. I mean, they could tend to be a little funky at times. But yeah, I like this. I like the daily too as well, guys. It's a little bit extended, but man, if we're gonna be strong and can get going here, this can turn out to be real nice for CCL. All right, let's head on back over here. What do we have? Scroll back up. Here it is. NCLH. That's another one too. Another cruise line that you can watch. They a little bit higher price, not by much anymore. But again, you could trade this one also. Then what's the other one? No, actually, the other one's the higher price. RCL. That one should be at
RCL.
yeah. This usually the higher price doesn't get as much volume, but any of those three you can watch. I'm gonna stick with CCL guys for now, but you cannot go wrong with any of those with the way things are looking today. Let's take a look at Snap. Snap this morning, they are active, 518. Pre-market starting to get going nicely after 7 a.m. here, so this looks good. Big day yesterday for them. Unbelievable. Snap at 71.70 this morning. I like
Look at
Snap.
that candle, brother.
Yeah, it's
That day candle.
this one here. It's insane.
Uh-huh.
It's insane. I mean, this thing. Let's look at the charts. What was the V reversal? Oh, actually, it didn't happen right at the open with everything else. Later in the afternoon, they got something going on here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is interesting. Later in the day, they came in with some serious volume. Look at the volume here, guys. Almost $1 million per candle there on the 5 minutes. So interesting stuff. Let's see if Snap still has some more juice left here for today. That looks very good. All right, guys, and they don't have a short interest neither, right? I would assume not. No,
Short?
the short
Nothing
float.
special.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's head on down, guys. What do we have? Let's look at FCX this morning. I don't like the volume in the pre-market right now. I see what you're looking at, Hamish. This day looks very interesting, so maybe, but I don't see anything great on it right now, so I'm going to skip on that one. JMIA. This JMIA, man, this is a trick. I don't know if I go back and look at the times I traded JMIA, I'm probably either even or slightly at a loss. It's just such a hit and miss with this one. Their pre-market action right now doesn't look anything. I don't see anything exciting here. They're up 5.4, 427,000 shares traded. It could just be such a hit or miss type stock. Very. I find it difficult to trade at times, to be honest. CCIB. Let's take a look at that one. This has been very active for us in the last couple of days. Today, they're interesting. Pre-market looks interesting after a big drop yesterday. I think we could take a look at CCIB. Let's take a look at that. Oh, PLTR. The love and hate relationship we have with PLTR. Their pre-market looking amazing as usual with 3 million shares traded.
I just hate
Yeah.
stock trades like garbage.
It is. I think it trades better in the pre-market at the market open. I think in the pre-market you get some really good moves. Not a suggestion, but at the market open it just becomes pure chop. I don't understand why it does that. Usually things are the opposite. But again, guys, this one is in play. It's up 1.2 with not in play, but it has a great pre-market action. How it's going to trade at the open? It's anybody's guess.
Garbage.
Yeah, garbage. Norm says. RAAC. RAAC. What is this? Is that a ticker? RAAC. Yes, it is. And what do we have here right now? I don't like the daily. It doesn't have much going on right now. Volume is very light for the most part on any given day. Today they're already trading 2.8, which is almost double, triple what they usually do. I don't
Is
like
that
what
a
I'm seeing
buyout?
here. It's a
I
buyout,
haven't
yeah.
seen. No, I didn't say it was, but it wouldn't surprise me with that
It.
chart. It's a little bit of a
Mhm.
funky one, but
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me neither. Look at this drop here, 563,000 here. It's just not trading well in the pre-market, and I don't trust this
oh, it's a
daily
SPAC.
neither. Yeah, so
I haven't even looked at that one, so I have no
mhm.
idea. But that's not pretty.
Yeah, it's not pretty, guys. So I'm gonna skip on this one. All right, so let's take a look here. Neo. FU2U is in play. My thing was FU2U is the risk management, but we'll take a look at that next. Neo looks good, guys. I think Neo has a good pre-market action here. They're pretty much flat right now. This could be interesting though. Yeah, pre-market looks good. They got good volume. Let's take a quick look at a FU2U. They are in play. Yeah, they got a good pre-market action too. 1.8. Nice movement, nice range in the pre-market. Going green, coming back to red here. My issue with this one is the managing the risk. So be very careful on that one. All right, guys, let's stop here. We'll take a few over from YouTube that maybe we haven't covered yet. Let's start with AJM here. He's giving us Snap. Oh, Snap's history. Yeah, that's the biggest candle in Snap's history. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. I don't
Not
think we.
surprising.
Yeah, not surprising. I don't think we ever seen a Snap do this, especially at this price level. Man, that is insane. Definitely in play. You get some good volume right now too, guys. Look at the volume increasing here. The last couple of minutes towards the downside. This thing might go red for a little bit. We'll see. Very interesting. Definitely in play today. J SOS. Let's see what's happening there. SOS this morning very active. 14.2, 4.1 million shares traded. What's the float on this bad boy? SOS. I don't have a float coming out for some reason. What type of stock this is? It's a depository type stock. I don't think these trade very well for the intraday. Let's
What
take
is
a
it?
look.
Oh, some people
Depository.
have had a good
Yeah.
trades on that.
Yeah.
I have not touched it, so
Yeah. I'm gonna skip on this one, guys. But again, if you have been trading this well, by all means, add it to your list. Their daily does look interesting. Been doing a couple of great
it's
moves
a
here.
Chinese stock. It's an ADR,
Yeah.
is why you're seeing that American
Oh, okay.
Depository Shares.
Gotcha. Now for those, don't I think we've seen floats for those before, haven't we? Or that's just not a thing?
Yeah, some of them do.
Okay, all right. So I'm not all right, cool. All right, so let's take a few more guys before we go to announcements. NNDM, take a look at that. Oops. NNDM. There we go. Nice big drop over the last couple of minutes.
Well,
Oh,
I was going to say you need to take a look at the SPY because the whole SPY's done this. We've breached some levels, and
that's what's
SPY
happening.
has sold off. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what's
if you
happening.
remember a few minutes ago, I was talking about we're 1/4% up. Now we're starting
Hmm.
to approach to the downside, 1/4% down. So
Yeah. So that's what's
see
making
if they
sense. So
BTFD today.
yeah, exactly. Let's keep that in mind. So without looking at this here, this doesn't look great, guys. Right? This is looking nice now, but it's not doing it on its own. You can find any other stock probably that's going to trade better, that's going to have this drop because of the SPY, right? That fear coming in on some people selling off there. So it doesn't look too great when you start taking that into consideration. All right, guys, we got to stop here. Actually, no, we got time for a few more. Hold on a second. Let's look at NVIDIA. Let's continue down here. What do we have in NVIDIA? This one, again, you're getting the drop now because of the SPY. I don't see, if you take this candle out of the way, I don't see anything great on NVIDIA today. Yesterday, everything was good. That's why you have that nice candle there the day before. But again, not anything great. Riot at the moment. Riot is a difficult one to trade. Again, it's very similar to Mara. Mara usually gets the nicer pre-market action, but they're just difficult to trade. Did I put Mara? I do have Mara as a possible. If you like Riot instead, you can put that on there. Is Twitter having the same look as Snap? No, they are not, but their daily does look very good, guys. I like this daily here. They're struggling at 74 big time. This can create a nice rejection or a breakout, right? They can get going. So their daily looks very nice. I mean, right now, pre-market action, you don't have a lot going on. This is very light volume for Twitter. You want to get in 700,000, 800,000, close to that 1 million mark on Twitter for it to be in play. And as we mentioned before, this drop is coming here because of the market. You take that out of the picture, it looks even worse. So I won't consider that one right now. One to look at. Right at the moment doesn't look all that great right now, so I'll skip on this. Let's look at Plug. And we'll do two more here. So plug looks interesting. Even without the market dropping, plug looks very, very nice, guys. Pre-market here. Even before this, you had a nice pre-market run. Starting to drop a little bit now. Yeah, this could be interesting. We'll add that on here, and we'll take a second look at that. Let's look at lows. Yeah, lows, unless they have any news, this is not good. And they don't trade very
They,
well. They have something going on.
but I agree. Yeah, they had earnings this morning, but I will agree with you that they're not the best trading ticker out there.
Yeah, and they're not
Maybe
great.
today might be different, but
Yeah, for the most part, their volume is very light, higher price stock, and just doesn't move well. All right, last one, guys, and we'll go to announcement GSAT. What we have going on here. That's not coming up for me, so we'll do another one. Let's look at what do we have? What do we have? One more? No more? VIVE. Is that a thing? Yeah, it is, but it's not a thing that's happening right now.
it's
Does
it is a thing, but it's
it
not
is
a
a thing,
thing.
but it's not a thing. This is not looking good, guys. No volume, and just this is exactly what you want to avoid at all costs. So, all right, guys, that is what we have. Let's go over to announcements. We'll come back and take a look at our watch list and fine tune it.
All right, guys. So Eamon's webinar and candlestick patterns was last night. Should be posted soon if it's not already. Next week at the normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, is Thor's Part 2 Pivot Points Success webinar. Then tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, you've got the town hall with Dr. Katz. He'll have two traders from the room in the town hall. Awesome format. Thank you for those BBT traders for being a part of it in advance. Not always easy to put yourself out there like that. And then we've got Dr. Kenneth Reed and his Mastermind Pro stuff talking about Fibonacci. And he gets into these. It's awesome. It's a blend of strategy and psychology. So hope you guys can make that next week, 8 p.m. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of that day. Of course, it should have entries and exits. Also, include any commentary you can on why you took the trade, the strategy, entry, why you entered it, the setup, everything else. Post it on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We'll pick a winner each day for the trade of the day. That'll be announced on Twitter and in the Closing Bell show that airs on YouTube, simulcast from the room. And then we will take all the trades of the day over the weekend, the team votes, and whoever gets the most votes wins trade of the week. That'll be announced on Mondays. If you're watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24. It'll get you 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat room. Does not auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Also gives you access to the Monday tech classes, which is onboarding at 8 p.m. Eastern with Carlos live every week. And then you've got immediately following that, the new technology class with Kyle. Also, we still have the 40% off. If you want to become an elite member, use the promo code LOVE40. That'll get you 40% off the elite annual membership.
All right, thank you, Norm. Okay, guys, let's get to it. Let's fine tune our list. I was looking at GameStop. That was mentioned a few times. Haters telling us they had news, but I don't see anything.
CFO is leaving.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That could be. Did he cash out all his stocks up here at around 400, or hopefully he did?
No, apparently, word is it has nothing to do with the current run up, but maybe he did. I would have.
Same. Absolutely. All right, guys. So again, even with the news, again, this stock is just so wild, man. I don't know if I would ever trade this the way whatever's done here. I just don't trust it. All right, guys, let's take a look at what we have, starting with AMC. I think this one is okay. Might not be a one that sticks in our main list for now, but we'll keep it there at the moment. Uber is good. I like that one. American Airlines is probably one of the ones I like as well, so we'll keep that one there. CCL is good and great pre-market action as well. CCIV, I like this pre-market action also. Very active at the moment, 3.1, so that's good. All right, let's see out of our possibles what we can move up. FU2, you guys, is active. We'll keep that on there. I'm not going to move it up as a possible. As a main one. You can, if you do like. Oh, I missed some here. So sorry about that. Let's make room. You can move this up if you do like to trade this one. Again, I think the risk management of this one's a little bit tough. The spread, even at the market open, is not great. So just be very, very careful with that one. I missed some at the top here, guys. FSR, I think this is a good one. We'll keep that one on there. CAN, wow, look at the drop on CAN. I know the market is helping it, but still, nice big drop on CAN, and that looks good. Workhorse is nice after a great big drop day yesterday. I'm looking forward to see how that's going to open up here. Again, no short bias, guys. Wait for the setup. This could be a long. We saw that yesterday. Again, just a recap if you missed our morning, the part of the morning show here. Things drop and everything was so long right after that V reversal. So make sure your mindset is can change quickly if you are biased on something that which you don't want to be, obviously. All right, so everything else here, actually, we got to get rid of some stuff now. So FSR stays. CAN, I like the drop there. We do have shares for short on short selling restriction, but that's okay. Workhorse is good. AMC is good. We do have shares for short. Excellent. Uber is okay. American Airlines is good. CCL. Wow, I got to get really picky, guys. Hold on a second. FSR, I like that one. CAN, that's good. Workhorse, maybe AMC. I'll have to drop AMC. I have to drop AMC. Let's drop that one. Uber, I might have to drop this one too. I know they have news and it's not positive, but I'll look for that one in our scanner. So we'll drop this one here. Let's get rid of that. American Airlines and United, I'm going to keep in mind. CCL, you know what? CCL, I can move this down. I know this stock. I can always come back to it. Let's get rid of it for now. That could be a top possible. How many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 here that look decent. Let's look at our secondary list. Starting with CCL is nice. Uber has news, which is great. Big drop today, 2.5 at the moment. AMC is very active. Pre-market is very nice, 3.7 million right now. FU2U is great, guys, but be careful on that one. I'm going to remove it actually from my list because I know I won't trade it. NEO, I like NEO today. I'm going to move NEO to the top. I do like NEO this morning. They're very active, 2.4, and they were up nice, and now they're back to the previous day close. Yes, the SPY is helping this, but still, NEO is the type of stock that's going to get the volume that we want to see on here. Snap is interesting. I definitely want to keep a close eye on Snap. SQ is dropping, but I'm going to remove it. Again, if you want to do a SPY play, look at Apple. Look at these other stocks that are going to get the volume, which, by the way, talking about Apple, let's take a look at Apple and see what's happening there. Yeah, this is the SPY play here, Apple. This is the one that for me, right? If the market's going to move in one direction, Apple's what I want to watch. They can get in easily and quickly. 124 is not a crazy price target neither, and the liquidity is going to be there. I mean, this is going to be a great stock if the market, if it follows the market, which most likely it will, as they don't have their own catalyst today. So Apple is good. Snap, I do like. Arlo, let's get rid of this. This is horrible. Mara, I'm going to get rid of it, guys, because, again, I don't have shares for sure. Difficult to trade. OSTK doesn't look good anymore based on everything else that we looked at. Let's get rid of that. United is my backup to American Airlines, so we'll leave that one there. This one I'm going to drop off to JMIA. Let's get rid of that one. PLTR, I want to keep this one just for fun. And Plug, look at the drop on Plug. I think Plug is interesting also, so we'll keep that there. All right, so nice fine-tuned list as best as we can. I'm sure there's still some more we can, slice off of here, but let's do levels at least for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we can continue fine-tune later after after we're done with this list. So FSR, guys, very active today. They're up 17%, giving a little bit back, as many stocks are with the market dropping. 21 is the high of the pre-market. We do have some levels up here over at 29.91 and all the way up here at 23.60. That's some good levels there. Towards the bottom, I'm going to mark this down here because this is a great area of resistance on the daily, 20.60. Again, very close to the pre-market high, but I want to have that on there just in case that becomes important. You do have some action there too with some volume, right on there. If you see this drop, yes, we did pop up to 21.01, but this 20.60, right, that's a 40 cents move there. Right, this 2060 is important. You can see how much resistance you had there, candles opening and closing right around that area. So you want to have that there on your charts as well. As you move down, you're going to see the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. I do want to have a level here, guys, around 1898. We have 2 days opening and closing right around that area. This doesn't quite get to it. I don't know if you guys could see that. Let me zoom in a little bit more. This wick doesn't quite get to it, but it's close enough that's going to make this 1899, 98 important to me. So I'm going to put that on there. Pre-market, now that I put that level off the daily, you can see some action happening here. So definitely want to have that on there as well. So that's good for FSR, guys. Pretty good right now. CAN, great volume at the moment. This one has been very wild, very extended on the daily, as you can see. But we've been doing some good consolidation lately. Well, not great. This is very wild. It's all over the place. So let's see if this thing has the juice to go for another leg up or down. I mean, either way it goes, this thing can be nice. 2168 high of the pre-market. Above this, you have another daily here, 22. 29, and then you have the highs from these 2 days here at the top. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market being set right now at 1868, so we'll throw a level there, and then below that, the previous day close line, and then under that, you have the low from yesterday, but in between here, you might want to find the best way to find a level here is to go into this intradays and see there's a lot of action, but I'm going to put on 1692, and the reason for that one is because you have this day opening here. You also have this wick bouncing off of that. So again, I would suspect that there's a lot of action if you go in the intraday around that 1692. All right, next we have Workhorse, guys. Huge drop for them yesterday after hours. I mean, right before the close, this thing just got slammed on, as Norm mentioned with the news there. Not looking great. At the moment, this level here, looks like we're about to lose. I'm going to mark down because we do have some touches here over at 1464, pretty close to the low of the pre-market at the moment. Let's see if it's going to hold here, but I'm going to hold that because we do have a touch here after hours as well. Let's see if that's going to have any importance. Towards the bottom, you have the low from yesterday all the way down at 1268. So we have that level there, and then we have not been down here, guys, in a very, very long time. Wrong hotkey. Here we go. We're going back to June 2020. So right over here, guys, 1112 is the next level we have of the daily. We have a beautiful one here at 1028. Let's see, but this 14, what we marked right now, this 1450, 1460 area, you can see how much support you have on this going back on this daily. So is that going to hold is the key. We'll have to see here, but you definitely want to have that level on your charts, guys. Very, very important. Towards the top, previous day closed. Then above that, you have to go back a little bit because of the big drop we just had. 1850 is a good level here. Great area of support here around this daily. Above that, you have another area right on here. 2053 is a great one, guys. Look at the support you're getting. Also the resistance, more support over here over what? Almost a month? Almost a month of support there, right around that 2053. So you want to have that on your targets in case this thing does decide to change gears here and head up. All right, let's go over to American Airlines. We do have a level here at 2178 is the most recent high, so we'll have that there. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are doing a pretty good job. Previous day close are on there already. I don't think you need to add a lot on here. Maybe the low of the pre-market 2045. And I think you're pretty much set for this one as far as levels. CCIV, this one is very active right now, 3.4 million. High of the pre-market all the way at 38.42. Let's throw a level there. And then towards the bottom, in the intraday action, though, you do have a lot happening here at the moment, around 36.81. So I'm going to mark that down. A lot of support there. The one thing is it's not doing it with a whole lot of volume. But let's mark it down just in case. Outside of that, towards the bottom, you have the previous day close, which is pretty much next to the low of the pre-market at the moment. And then below that, you have the low from yesterday all the way down at 29.70. If we were to rip back down there, which again, I'm not sure if we have the capability to make that type of move. That's a big move. 26.43 is another great area that we had before in the past as well. Right here, area of resistance and support as well. Going down to Neo is very, very active, guys. 2.7 right now, pretty much flat at the moment. I mean, they were up nicely all the way up to 51.53. High of the pre-market, we'll put that there, 51.50 to be exact. Actually, you know what? Let me remove some of these levels. We have some levels here from previous days. That's a lot cleaner. Let's do that again. 51.50 high of the pre-market, and then towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market, 47.67, and then you have this day right here at 45. 63. So plenty of levels here, guys. I don't think you need to add too many because we have a lot going on here with the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, the previous day close. Just add the high and the low of the pre-market. I think you're pretty much set. Plus is 45.63 here. I think you're golden there when it comes to Neo. So very active. Love this range on Neo. Let's see what happens there. Here is Apple. Apple low of the pre-market 124.30. And we have tons of levels out. Let me see if these are still good. I think they're still good. We'll keep them. 123.54, 121.52, and 120. Where's this coming from? It's coming from over here. All right, we can keep that. That's still great. That's the most recent levels you have at down at these targets, right? So if you go back to the left, if you're looking left here, you don't have anything into about these levels. So those are still good levels to keep. Now, if the price action had come down here and we had new levels, most recent levels, then you want to use those instead of these. But right now, these are still looking very good towards the downside for Apple at the moment. All right, that is what we have, guys. We have a pretty interesting, very active list today, and even then some. You can we can reduce it even a little more if you like, but we're going to keep that for now. Let's take a look at our moderators lineup, and we'll come back and look at that list and see what else we can fine tune. Heading over here, let me bring this over. Here we go. Okay, so what do we have, guys? We have Peter IPOs for today, BCTX, and also SRNGU. So it's a SPAC. Thor is watching opening our opening range breakup watch list: POTR, XPEV, NEO, CCL. Intraday watch. He has mRNA, SQ, Lowe's, HD, and Disney. Backups, his secondary list is Workhorse, AMD, and DKNG. Eamon this morning likes VLDR, excuse me, Workhorse, CCL. Secondary list BNGO, SQ, and NEO. Peter likes Snap, AMD, Workhorse. Secondary list CCL, FSR, Lowe's, and Plug this morning. Dima, she likes Snap, CCIV, NEO, and Apple. Tiffany likes NEO, CCIV, secondary list Tesla, Apple, and Plug. Jared's looking at the tech sector, so QQs or eyes on that. Fuel cell and Plug, financial sector, XLF as well. See what starts happening there for a possible rollover. And Mike is looking at his break of high scanners, SQ, and Facebook on top of that list for him this morning. All right, guys, nice. We have a very nice day today. Let's take a look at the SPY, see what's happening there. At the moment, the SPY is, again, it had a nice big drop here, just kind of stalling, just moving sideways a bit here, but it's very active, similar to what the action we had yesterday. And again, guys, no matter what happens here with the SPY, yes, it is dragging some stocks one way or the other. Just again, no bias. Very important, guys, to be patient and trade your setups off your trade book, right? Very important. Brian is coming in with his list. He has SQ, NEO, Plug, and SYPR on his list. Actually, SYPR, we have it here. This is the low flow of the day, guys. 32 million shares traded, and they have news, which makes it very interesting. Again, just a reminder, I know I say this every time we talk about low flow stocks, but again, in these, when it comes to trading, everything's about repetition. It's the same thing over and over again, and you got to get your mind set for that. Your mind's got to be ready that you're not gonna do anything outstanding, outrageous, that's brand new, right? It's the same thing over and over again. Repetition and sometimes boring trades are really good. You'll find that out very soon as you get more years into trading. So SPRY, you want to make your money here based on the move. You don't want to take 3,000 shares, 4,000 shares, way out of your comfort zone because you want to hit X amount of target, right? You want to take a small amount of shares and you want to make your money. This thing is going to go to 10 because obviously it's already up 156%, and you want to be able to protect yourself from the downside because the same way it goes up, it can come back down. So do not forget that. It's not all the direction that you want to take the trade on that's going to work out. So be very careful. Always think about how much can you lose, how much you should lose, how much you should risk on every type of trade that you take, especially these lower price stocks. All right, guys, that is what we have. Anything else here? I like Apple today. Darko, yes, I do like Apple today. I think Apple's a good one, especially when the market is trending in any direction. Apple's a great stock to watch today. All right, excellent, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning over on YouTube. We're going to continue here this morning with Brian coming on and Thor taking us through the open today. Andrew will be on, but where he's at, his connection is horrible, so he can share his screen. So he'll be on in the chat, just kind of texting and putting his watch list together there. So guys, take care. I will see you guys tomorrow over on YouTube. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Norm and I really appreciate it, and have a great trading day. See you guys tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. Take care, guys.